All right, I want to give you an update on what I did this morning because I was watching the stories, watching the news. And Wall Street starts week in a red. European data, China spurring selling. Couple little hiccups with the euro. In other words, China showed that there was a 7.5% GDP increase versus their usual 8% or more that they usually have. So slight slowdown in China. It spurred some selling. There's a little hiccup with the euro, basically with the Greek not being able to people not being able to buy, I think, enough of the Greek debt. I forgot exactly the details, but you don't really need to know. In other words, it's bad news. So guess what happens? Silver takes a hit. I was a little nervous about silver anyway. I felt a little bit better about oil, and I was going more by news-driven stories. See, there's like technical, and it's very hard to say because you don't know what news is going to come out. Actually, you could do extremely well if you knew the news first and you knew exactly what stories were going to come out in line. That's all you would really need to know. That's about it practically. And the technicals would be a great tool to adjunct that, as far as how high something would go or how low something would go. But this morning, and I didn't want to jump on here because last time I had my triple leverage bet in silver, and I went and jumped on. I was making a palladium video with anyway, actually I'm trying to be more accurate with this, but let me put it out this way. I was making a palladium video, and I looked in there real quick, and I said sell, and I just caught, still had a gain, but I was going to set my stops, but I was getting ready to I didn't want to say beforehand in the video what I was doing. But on the other account I went and bought Velocity shares inverse. I shorted silver triple today, and on a small bet. That actually countered my loss, which actually isn't a loss because I didn't sell yet on AGQ. Now on the other account on AGQ, those were bought with unsettled funds. And the reason I used AGQ versus USLV, because I didn't really feel that good about silver. And I know that fund doesn't erode as much. Now, also today, I sold off a good portion of Sprott because, really, you know what drove me to buy Sprott was the physical silver people, and it's not really like a money concern that really drove me to buy this. It was the silver people because he has physical silver and he shows it, and SOV doesn't have it, and all this stuff, and some of it, when I bought it back in early 2011 after I made all these gains on AGQ and stuff, which I should have just went back in AGQ. I'm holding this junk. I would have had like more money, but I probably would have had tax penalties up to yin yang, so who the hell knows. But this Sprott thing, so I had that. I actually bought it higher than this junk because there was a premium. I don't know. I think some of it was, probably about 16 or something. But then I got a lot of it like 13, below 15. 13, 14 something later on. So I decided to dump a good portion of it because actually the bet on AGQ is so small in relation to the Sprott. It's the real losses are coming in this junk. And I'm thinking if silver's going to bounce, why the hell would I wait for umpteen million years for this stupid premium to go back up? And if I can judge when the silver is going to bounce, it should be an AGQ or USLV. Now that is going to be difficult to do, but like today, I'm holding AGQ. It's down some, but I went into DSOV this morning on the other account, and I think I caught it about right where the sell point was because I put in to sell it at 28.60, and I think it popped to 28.64, and the damn thing sold, but I didn't catch it first thing in the morning. Wasn't really sure what silver was going to do, but there was more news coming out looking bad for the economy. So I did this thing is a great thing for like a one-day bet. This is not a good one to hold. The double leverage erodes, but not as fast. Like if I think silver's going to go up in the next month or some garbage, and it even went up 5%, right? And you have double leverage, right? you're still going to get, you're not going to get 10%, but you might get 7, you know, maybe, or even 8, maybe even 8. So it's good for that, even like a kind of a short term. So it's not that bad. And if you screw up, you can, you know, say it gets hit hard and it was overnight and you didn't want to run stops at night, it's still not going to be that bad. So it's very news driven. And I actually don't know, but I nailed this morning for some gain, which counteracted my loss, my unrecognized loss on AGQ. And I'm still holding that. But I got rid of some Sprott. Now Sprott was down 2.33%. Silver's down 2.22%. So that tells me Sprott Premium is losing again, slightly. So I am like, I think a lot of investors might be getting fed up with this fund. So I'm thinking you're probably going to have to wait 100 years before you freaking get back your money as far as the premium. You know, if you had anything, you bought anything on a premium. And hopefully I would like to give out some good advice to a small number of people on his channel as far as when to hit it with silver. But I couldn't do this fast. I couldn't say this fast enough about the DSOV because I would have missed the opportunity. Behind my unloaded, I would have missed it. I would have missed it. So I just had to do it. So that counteracted my AGQ loss on paper so far, but it's not really a loss yet till it's actually sold. And this crude oil, it could drift down. I'm not sure. See, what I'm thinking about is this, you know, politics. I don't care about it too much except for how it drives things. Iran top agenda as Obama and Netanyahu meet. So basically Obama is going to have to keep pressure on Iran, so tensions are going to be high in the area. And the Iranians are, the leadership in there is extremely proud and hard-headed, so they're not going to buckle under. So something's going to happen eventually for sure. And either way, that should be bullish for oil. So I'm holding this in here. I don't know if it's going to crash or not. I am like, I don't know. I just think I think the only reason this thing is up even this high or even over 100 is because there's a lot of tensions in the Middle East. So there seems to be more recent stories about more tension. So I don't know. I didn't feel too good about silver, but I did a counteractive bet in DSLV, triple shorted it, and I took the gain already. But I couldn't make a video on it ahead of time because by the time you upload this thing, but you might want to try these triple leverage funds if you see the market's going, and I just set a limit. I should sell it at this point. That's a gain. Small gain, but it's not, they're not, you know, there's not much of a loss on AGQ either because it's not a big bet. Sprott's fund, I'm taking a big loss on because I have a lot more of it. So I decided to get out of it. And I think if I see silver going, I think silver is going up. I'm going to triple leverage hit it hard or AGQ it, or I'm going to bet downward. If I think there's some bad catastrophic news with the euro coming out right now or something really crazy, guess what? I'm short and